Hey Dragon Ball fam, what's up? Mario Googs here with another Dragon Ball Super video. So finally, my Dragon Ball Super Broly review. I went to go see it in theaters opening night, February 28th here in Italy. But as I stated in my previous video, I did not want to release create a review until I seen the English version. So since then, obviously went to go see it in Italian theaters opening night 28th. I've watched the English dub twice and watched it in original Japanese with English subtitles to see the differences. And I'm glad I did, because there were some differences in the dialogue, which actually in the Italian dub I had some issues with it. I didn't like some things and was going to point it out in my cons with the movie, but these were not in the English dub, this mistake. So I'll get more into that later. But the way I want to break down this review, now this is going to be a review with spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, then number one, what are you waiting for? And number two, actually, if you haven't seen it yet, I'd like for you to write in the comments below why. Do you not intend on seeing it, or you're waiting to see more opinions about before seeing it? Just, write it below. I'm curious to see why you haven't seen the movie yet, or maybe it's not offered in your country. If so, maybe I can help you out with a link to where you could see it. But anyway, as I was saying, the way I want to break down this review, it's going to be a full spoiler review. So if you haven't watched the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, then exit this video. And then the way I want to break it down is I want to go through the pros that I had with the movie, the things that I feel could have been improved, and then the things I absolutely didn't like about the movie, the cons with the movie. So without further ado, Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, my overall opinion on the movie, I'll get more into it later, but awesome. Not perfect, but awesome. I'm glad I went to go see it in theaters. And so pros. Let's go right away into the pros. Broly. The character Broly. Much better than the older version. I hated the story of the older Broly. Of him just hating Kakarot because they were next to each other in their cribs and he cried all the time. And that pissed him off. Terrible plot. This new Broly, not only is it a better story, it also, the way, like, one of my favorite parts about this new Broly was actually when he told his story about Ba, the creature that he used to spar or train with. I loved that. I actually, I wouldn't have minded if they got into more of Broly's upbringing in Planet Vampa. But absolutely love the new Broly character. Other pro that I loved about the movie, the scene with Goku's parents, Bardock and Gine. That almost jerked a tear out of my eyes. Loved how they did that. The ending, I love how it ended with, Broly on the good side, okay? Because he's actually a kind-hearted Saiyan that was brought up terribly by his father. So I love that, he wasn't just, killed or defeated. He remained enemies. I love the little, line about Goku saying, I'd like to even teach you some things. I love the mutual respect. Just really like how it ended. And also in the English dub, so here was the differences in the Italian, English, and Japanese version. I loved the dialogue in the English version at the very end the best, because he specifically tells Broly, you could call me Kakarot. With the whole Saiyan to Saiyan bond, like he has with Vegeta. So the other thing was the art style. When we saw the trailers, we noticed some differences compared to Dragon Ball Super Broly anime. and this new style seemed less detailed but more fluid. And we knew we were going to get something special animation-wise because of this. It's much more animator friendly. And before watching the movie, so this is like the all-time pro for this movie. Before watching the movie, I had watched some non-spoiler reviews, and all of them were saying how great the animation was, the fight scenes and everything. Friends that saw it, with their own means before it came out in theaters here in Italy. Same thing, they said, the fight scenes are just awesome, the animation is just crazy. So going into this, with all this hype about the animation, so already having high expectations, I was still blown away at how good the fights, the animation was in the movie. Like, I thought, because we organized a group, we actually wound up being, 7 of us that went to go see. We were actually going to be more, but some of us went to go see the earlier showing, but the rest of us with work and everything went to the later one. So it wound up being 7 of us going to go see it together, and I was like, listen guys, like, it's okay, you can act like you don't know me if I start like yelling or acting like a moron in the theater, like a fool. I was totally worried, I would be like screaming or something. But the fight scenes and the animation were so jaw-dropping for me when I saw them that my friend afterwards were like, dude, you didn't say anything. Like, you were actually pretty calm. And I explained to them, I'm like, because I was so blown, like, the whole time watching the fights, I was just like this. Nothing came out of, like, no words, no sounds came out of me. I was just speechless. It was beautiful. I was just in awe, admiring it. And listen, like, yes, the art style was less detailed, more fluid, but I'm willing to put money on it. I'm gonna go check out Anime AJ's video afterwards because I didn't want to get into any spoilers, so I didn't watch a lot of YouTubers' videos about the movie, and I feared that he would give something away, so I didn't want to see his animation breakdown. Obviously, I'm gonna go see it now, but I'm willing to bet anything that Yuya Takahashi was like key animator for the Vegeta Broly fight. Because, I mean, yeah, it looked very different from the rest of the movie, but goddamn, it was beautiful. Holy crap, like, Vegeta going Super Saiyan, that scene, just the 360 or the 180 pan around him, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But even the other art style, the one that, trying to speak Italian while speaking English, maggior parte, for the most part, was that new, less detailed, more fluid design. Everything was fluid. Like, it was just, eye candy. Lots of eye candy. There was actually only one scene where the animation quality dropped, or the art quality dropped. Or I want to say a little bit of both. It was both the art design was poor, and even the movement, the animation, because there are two different things. When Goku and Vegeta teleported to Piccolo, and they start talking about the fusion dance, there it was pretty poor quality. If you go back and look at it, I didn't take any screenshots or just, go see for yourself. I thought there was the only time that I saw poor quality animation. And then the part where Gogeta is fighting Broly in that, like, weird background, like, space, like, I don't know what it was. They entered another dimension. I don't know what that was about. I thought that looked too much like a video game. It was just kind of weird. But it's not bad. Instead, the where they teleported to Piccolo, that just looked poor quality. But the rest of the movie was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, as for areas where the movie could have been improved, Planet Vegeta's destruction scene. I felt that, the incoming energy bomb or death ball by Frieza to a planet of a warrior race, you would see more of them fight back like Bardock did. I thought that would give more impact to the scene. If maybe Bardock was the one that started, trying to fight back against Frieza's death ball, if more Saiyans joined in and tried to stop it with their energy beams, they are a warrior race. Because I myself do not see the warrior race going down without a fight. So I thought it would have given more impact to the scene if other Saiyans tried to fight back against Frieza's death ball like Bardock did. Instead, they just stood there and watched their imminent death arrive. And I felt that they could have cut back at some point to King Vegeta, him saying something or reacting to this move by Frieza. I thought he could have pitched in. Now, before I get into more of this stuff, I am nitpicky. It's just the way I am. I see things and I have my opinion on how they could be better. Overall, I still love the movie. I'm totally glad I went to go see it in theaters. Anyway, so yeah, I felt that scene could have been better. I felt they did not, because when they first released info about the movie, they said how it would take place right after the Tournament of Power, as far as timeline wise, and I felt that it didn't, aside from the line where Whis speaks to Goku and Vegeta of after the Tournament of Power, why do you seek to be stronger and stuff like that. Aside from that, they didn't tie into where the anime left off at all, and even form wise, Goku didn't go into Kaioken when Super Saiyan Blue. No Ultra Instinct, but I'm not. I have no problem with no Ultra Instinct because at the end of the anime, the last episode, Goku admits he hasn't quite figured it out completely yet. He doesn't know how he did it. Vegeta, on the other hand, the way they left off in the anime, it seemed like he could tap into his new Super Saiyan Blue evolution or whatever the hell they called it. I'm not crazy about the name. I like Mastered Super Saiyan Blue. He didn't go. He didn't use that form. So it feels like almost like strength-wise, from what we see in the movie, obviously, this could have easily taken place after. Right after the mini tournament between Universe 6 and 7. And, even in that we saw Kaioken. I think he went up to times 10 or 20. But yeah, so we didn't get to see those power-ups at all during the movie. Like I said, I'm totally okay with not seeing Ultra Instinct because, as they said in the last episode, he hasn't fully figured it out yet. He can't tap into it willingly. So I felt there could have been more ties to where it left off in the Tournament of Power, at the end of the Tournament of Power, the anime. The other thing was, and this is totally not Kira Toriyama's fault, because there was info about this movie originally being 3 hours long, and they cut it down to, I think it was an hour and 35 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes. And you could tell, that I felt like there was stuff missing. Like the movie could have been easily longer. I was totally entertained, and it felt rushed a little bit. In fact, the way movies work here in Italy, they have an intermission. So we get like a 5-minute break midway through the movie, and where we had the intermission was, I think, right after Frieza's goons found the 7th Dragon Ball, or right after Frieza's spaceship landed. Like basically before Broly attacks. That's where we had the break. And the whole first half I loved. It, it flowed nicely, and they could have added a little more about, the Broly's upbringing on Vampa, but the second half was the part that I felt, even though it was all fighting, I don't know, it was just weird. It basically just cut between Vegeta's fight with Broly and Goku's fight with Broly, the little bit of Frieza's fight with Broly, and then Gogeta versus Broly. I don't know. Maybe this one I haven't really figured it out yet, or I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I just felt like okay, here's how I could put it. With Battle of the Gods and Resurrection of F, we had it repeated in the anime. Basically retold in the anime. And I hated that. I basically, it was like, oh my god, I want to skip through these episodes. Come on. This one, on the other hand, I wouldn't mind if the anime came back and retold the movie with more filler. Because the story is worthy of it. I like it. Or maybe in the DVD or Blu-ray, we might get the full script as like a bonus feature, some deleted scenes or something like that. I would love to, because I felt that there could have been more. It was short for me. The film was short for me. Now, cons with the movie. I can't read my own handwriting. Oh, okay, right off the bat, even before seeing the movie. Trailers. I had a problem with the trailers. I felt the trailers, especially the last one, gave away too much. I mean, even though spoilers started coming out about Gogeta beforehand, and I tried to avoid it, but I had heard a rumor about Gogeta being in the film, and was annoyed that I heard it, that then they came out directly with the Gogeta trailer. So I'm like, oh, I can't be mad that I was spoiled about the whole Gogeta thing. It was pretty much 100% confirmed that Gogeta was going to be in the movie. When the trailer came out, I was like, oh, well, there goes that. I can't be mad about it. But looking back at it now and seeing the movie, that would have been an awesome surprise if we didn't know we were going to get Gogeta going into it. Because it's the first time we're getting Broly canon, and it was going to be the first time we're getting Gogeta canon. Obviously, the movie's called Dragon Ball Super Broly, so that you can't keep secret that he's coming into canon. But Gogeta would have been a nice surprise. Then, one thing that drove me nuts, and even though it was like a total of 2 minutes of the movie, was the beginning of Goku Broly fight and I think it was the beginning of Gogeta Broly fight. Those stupid voices that were like, Gogeta, Goku. It sounded like crap. It was corny. It just sounded like crap straight out of a video game. Like Mortal Kombat. That drove me nuts. I know. I have my issues, but it did. It's just the way I am. I hated it. The movie would have been so much better if those stupid voices were not in it. The rest of the soundtrack, soundboard of the movie was awesome. Absolutely loved it. Actually, I would have liked to have heard the song that was in the trailers and the end credits at some point in the movie, because I liked that song too. The other thing, was kind of like meh about not seeing more of the other characters. I mean, shit, we didn't even see Gohan in the movie at all. I don't know. I just they're taking a dump on Gohan. Even in the anime, he lost a lot. Like, if you go back to like Dragon Ball Z, End of Cell Saga Gohan, everybody loves End of Cell Saga Gohan. Everybody. If you don't, you got issues. and even end of Buu Saga with Mystic, he was the strongest single-person character in Z as Mystic Gohan. Then, you know, the fusion was obviously stronger than him, but as a single person, he was the strongest character, in my opinion. Mystic Gohan. He was badass. And now we didn't even see him. And that's it. That's, overall, like I said, fan of the movie. It does not, you know what, movie-wise though, I did enjoy Battle of the Gods more as a story and movie in all its entirety. Battle of the Gods is my favorite of the three. But hands down, Broly, Dragon Ball Super Broly, fight scenes wise, best I've ever seen. Best animation fight scene wise ever. I would love for them to have this quality fights in the anime when I am optimistic when the anime comes back. Oh, great time to have a cough attack. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of my review of the movie, my pros, cons, and areas where it could have been improved. I'd love to hear from you, what you loved about the movie, where you think it could have been improved, what you didn't like about the movie. One minor other thing. Yuya Takahashi, I'm convinced, was the Vegeta Broly part. That looked gorgeous, even if it didn't fit in. Like, you could tell it was a completely different style from the rest of the movie. It looked gorgeous. I want to know what you guys think about the Vegeta Broly fight scene specifically. And what else? Let me know about what you guys think of the anime coming back. Alright? Dragon Ball Fam, Mario Googs out. Take care.